Hello everybody, hope you're doing okay. Now you might notice I've still got the Ultrafly. I do think it's rather poor form if you buy a shoe, put up a video on it and then send it back for a refund. So I'm persevering with it. I've done a couple more runs in it since the first review video, and I thought I had a brainwave to do my session that Matt had sent me of 10 by 3 minutes with 1 minute recovery. Not on a nice road surface, but on some multi-terrain, a bit of trail, bit of whatever, and see how I do in these. 370 grams of Zoom X compared to about 250 in the Vaporfly Road Edition, so an awful lot more heft to log around, but I'll chronicle how I got on. But first of all, after my run, I had a quick word with Sue, and her opinions on the matter were somewhat amusing. So Sue asked me earlier if I bought any new shoes, but I did reassure that I've actually been out in the bricks, the Ultraflies here.
So just to say, they are no more appealing when they are wet and skanky, and if anything, it simply makes them heavier. So have you weighed these with water in them?
Well, they're just a bit sweaty, but at least they did actually get some use out of them.
Tim, they're not sweaty, they're skanky.
Oh.
They're skanky and they're horrible. And what I think is that they will weigh even more. The logic of these is beyond me. One of my friends was in Lidl. He saw some shoes for £14.99 and we were going to get you a pair of size 13.5, but they only went up to size 12. But honestly, 13, whatever they were, £14.99, and I reckon they were as good as these. They now look like you were Stephen Cousins and you ran 100 miles in them at the weekend.
Some people, like on YouTube, they don't actually seem to actually run in shoes, but you can at least say I've actually run in those, can't you?
Well, it would be fairly ridiculous to spend 236 quid and then not run in them.
Well, some people do. They seem to sort of like buy the shoes and then pretend they haven't run in them.
Is that a lot of single people on YouTube doing that little trick, is it?
Well, could be.
Really? The idea of buying running shoes and then not running in them. Is that like buying a fountain pen and then not writing with it?
Well, pretty much. Okay, so we're on the warm-up. Feeling not too bad. I do feel a bit of a heft in these. Feeling toes for the carbon plate a bit as well. This is going through a disused golf course, which I believe there's a public footpath through. So I hope there is. You can see some souvenirs from the golf days, can't you? Okay, so this surface isn't too bad. Nice gravelly, dry surface. You can kind of make out where that golf course used to be. Looks so overgrown, doesn't it? Would you believe there was the driving range? Got a nice little bit of rough in front of it there, haven't you? Okay, a couple of strides done. This I'm showing willing. Not so sure this is a great idea, just because I've got so much shoe under my feet, but hope you want to get going at a more sort of like cruisy, nice sort of pace. I'm meant to be doing about 10-mile pace, hour pace. So for me, in normal sort of carbon fibre road shoes on a road, that'll be about 6:30. So I have to make a bit of adjustment for that, but it's quite flat around here. Not quite sure how the terrain is going to be as I get further on. I've got about a minute to go now, so we'll crack on and see how we go. Well, first rep done. I must say, it wasn't too bad. I just feel that extra weight, and in terms of an interval session, well, we've got 9 more to do, so I'll see how I feel after the 9th to the 10th. But yeah, if I get the heart rate up and I'm working hard on a trail, does it really matter? Would I choose to wear these shoes for a race out of choice? Well, maybe not for a 10k on the road, but for an ultra trail race, well, it kind of depends, because it's not really my thing. But I thought this would be a good test to see what an elite runner would feel in a shoe when they went for it on a trail. So right, second rep was just started. Not really what you need on a public bridleway to have to negotiate the gate. Right, where am I going? Straight on. Oh god, through there. That's not great, is it? Okay, next 3 minutes done. I felt like a bit like a trail runner there, having to do more dodging than flat out running, but yeah, it kind of worked. Certainly getting the mix of terrains here. Just took them on the right course. I think I am. Or I'm meant to be through there. This is what I'm not sure about. So yeah, this is a nice summer dryish trail. Bit bumpy, few tree trunks to negotiate. I guess that's all the purpose of trail running, isn't it? And when you're really going for it, then we just hope you don't catch anything on the way. No toe bumper in this, of course, but I'm not hoping to see any rocks at least. Oh, now I'm off course, bugger. I need to sort of veering off left there somewhere. That's not a good sign. Right, see if I can get back on course in the next rep anyway. I thought at this point I'll interject and do the stats a bit earlier, because then I'll go back to a vlog of the run just to illustrate the fact that I thought the shoes did pretty well actually, but just the fact that they are hard work, and would I really want to choose this for a race? Well, I don't think I probably would, but I think it does illustrate that any shoe will work fine. It's really about the effort you put in. I think in terms of a session, I had the equivalent of a 10x3 with 1 minute recovery on the road. I just did it on trail, and some of the times were a bit up and down as a result. So you can see here that the heart rate's pretty traditional, although the paces I'll show you in a minute were a bit up and down. But I did sort of show you that I can get a good workout. So these are the lap splits. That was the first one. That was mainly on sort of a gravelly type trail, 640 pace. That was good. This second one here was a bit of obstacle course and very narrow path. Had to sort of duck for trees. Wasn't quite sure where I was going. And that was just an 8:13. That was the slowest one of the lot. The next one was got back on course. It was sort of grassy, that one. Working quite hard. It wasn't too bad. 7:11. And then 6:34, that was mainly on the road, so that wasn't too bad. 6:36 was on the flat, smooth Bridleway, so that was nice running. 6:32, that was the fastest. That was mainly on the road. And then 7:43 had that was on a narrow Bridleway with a fallen tree to get over, so that was lost me a lot of time there. Otherwise, it probably would have been about 7 minutes, that pace. And then this one was a bit of an uphill, rough grass, so that was quite a tough one. Then the ninth one was on the road, then a very muddy track, so that really slowed me. Then my shoelaces come undone, so that didn't help. And then the last one, that was a pretty tough one. Started all right on the road, and then I had to go across this really overgrown field. So just goes to show that when you're on a trail, you can just sort of find all sorts of different stuff. But yeah, it did kind of show that the shoes kind of worked. I mean, it was kind of hard work in a way, and I wasn't really convinced that they was the ideal shoe for a summer sort of trail excursion when you're trying to run fast. I think I've got plenty of shoes in my collection, like even road shoes like the Adios 8. Even, to be honest, like the normal Vaporflies, I think would have done me fine. Maybe I should do this session again in normal Vaporflies to compare and see how I go. Now I know the way, which might help. Anyway, I hope you found this interesting. Like and subscribe on all that, and I'll take you back to the vlog of the actual runs. I like to double back and then wasn't quite sure where I was going. Anyway, I think we sort of slightly veer towards the side here, someone's private house, and hopefully there's a path. Well, actually, I think we're on the path here, so we've got a bit of tarmac, so I'm like 3 down. And it feels like I'm sort of working hard, but in a different sort of way. Maybe good practice for cross country in the winter if I ever do that again. But yeah, just the shoes, a bit too much really, but as I said, a bit different to trying to cane it for 10k of reps to maybe one of these really long ultra races. Right, so at least got some nice tarmac, so I'll see how I feel on that for a bit. Just checking we're on the right route. 0.1 of a mile, I need to turn left. I've got a breadcrumb trail going on one, I got a workout from Matt on the other one, so I need to keep an eye on the map again because it was poor navigation back there. Right, let's see a road one then. Okay, so we've just come off the road right at the end of that one. I saw 6:37 average pace pop up, not too bad. I do feel there's a bit of a problem with breathability in these ones. Maybe because I've tightened them up quite a lot across the midfoot, that I kind of feel quite warm in my toes. It's not going to be a problem on a cold day, but maybe just the fact that I'm going a lot faster than maybe intended. It's 6:37 pace, no bragging rights, but that's faster than the average pace of Western States for the winter, isn't it? Not that saying much. I'm running about 3 minutes, half a mile-ish, if that, and they're doing 200 times that on a mountainous course. Anyway, just goes to show, I suppose. Right, we've got 0.7 of a mile down this one, so it looks to be fairly flat. So I can give this a nudge on a fairly straight trail. See how we go. Just got to watch the branches being so tall, that's the problem. So at least I'm about halfway now. I can't remember if it's 4 or 5, but got it on my Garmin to tell me. I'm on a course as well, so I should hopefully get somewhere near the end at the end. Okay, so we're now halfway through the session. You can quite see what that one was. It was dead straight on a trail, which is just a very slight covering of mud on the top. kind of ideal sort of trail conditions actually. Kind of my sort of trail, very runnable. Problem with that is, of course, you could wear any shoes. Don't need to wear the most expensive trail shoes for ultra races that you can possibly buy. Perhaps I think the ADL 8 that was out in last night might be the better bet. A little more ground full on that one though, to be fair. But yeah, the legs are feeling okay. I feel a bit of a problem with the left thigh of late, so in a way, I was thinking a bit more protection under the legs kind of would help. Right, so what's it saying? I've got 0.1 of a mile on here, and then I turn left. I'm not quite sure where I am, which is part of the fun, isn't it? Right, see you at the end of this one. Okay, 6 down, certainly working hard. I found myself, that was mainly on the road, so for a road runner, a truck runner, that was kind of nice. They do feel alright on the road actually, just so heavy though. I mean, as I said, and I keep saying, a trail shoe is one thing, a trail race shoe, well, you really have to define what it is. Anyway, I think I'll go sort of slightly over here, heading back towards Dunsfold Aerodrome. We're very narrow parked outside the Compasses Inn pub. So, there's a bit of new road going into Dunsfold that way, off the main road, new way in. The aerodrome and the Top Gear truck apparently is going, been sold for housing, would you believe? Anyway, I've been sold down the river with these shoes maybe, but anyway, not too bad. Let's get going on this 7th rep. Dunsfold is actually the other side of that gate, so this is going to be a testy one, a bit narrow here, a bit of mud on hills for Ben Lotley. Great run in the North Stands Way 100, and to the 2 cousins film my run. Look forward to both your videos in due course. Let's see if I avoid tripping up on a tree trunk. Oh, what's the problem with trails? If you're going for goalposts, sometimes you get a fallen tree on the way. I have to stop. Anyway, that's the problem with trails. Sometimes they don't always go your way, but yeah, managed to get over that okay. Right, I've got to go hang a left here. I think down there, back to the main road. I'm also trying to tick off a few streets in inverted commas for city strides. People around here have been creating pseudo streets out of the bridleways and footways. So some of them I think not bad for running. Not sure any of them really fancy taking a car up, especially across that tree trunk. Although I don't think that was actually on the official route. Right, what's the time for the next one? Kind of ready to go now, I don't think. I think just through there. Maybe I have to go the other side of that fence, I'm not sure. Right, let's see if we go. I think the official path might be down there, but doesn't look too inviting, does it? So we're stuck in this grass bit, even though it's quite hard work getting uphill. Much better road. Oh, that's hard work on grass in these slightly uphill, rough terrain. 8 down. Well, in a way, this is not a bad choice of shoe for this sort of run. I think I'd really rather taking it easier. But at least, like anything, you can run in it if you try. I mean, there's a theory these days, oh, you can't run in this shoe because it's too whatever, doesn't have a plate. Well, this one has a plate, doesn't it? It's too heavy, don't fit me right. Well, sometimes you just need to get on with it, basically. Saw that Andy in his on-running shoe review the other day, not the Cloud Build Echo 3, the everyday trainer, that he said he just got on with it, 6:30 pace, about one doing these reps. But he's the guy that's sort of in 33-minute shape for 10k. Not me, about 30, well, I do 39. Right. Oh, I think I'm off. Just a little bit of road into Alford. I think I'm near the end of the circuit here, but I've still got 2 reps to go. At least I'm back near the car now, anyway. Oh, drat, my laces have come undone. And I'm going through a load of tyre tracks that are quite boggy. That's the problem, double laced it, and they still come undone. Schoolboy error, right? Watch your laces, people. Well, thankfully it's not too wet, but I had to duck a lot. Rep done, 7:32 pace. Yeah, not surprising. Oh, one to go. As you can see here, I've almost got the tongues touching. So in that sense, I start to fit in bed. I think I need to cut the laces now. There's a bit too much excess. I think I almost tripped up on one. Okay, I've got one more rep, I think. Here we go. Let's hope for better terrain. That's always when we started, actually. Nice bit of new pavement there. This is I've been doing that in, I live in Claygate. Never about the potholes on the road, but here the pavement's nice. Then I go and run on the road bit anyway. But this is nice surface. Right, am I going left here? I think I am. Oh. Don't think this one's on city strides. This is just a rough footpath. Anyway, this one last wrap on it. This is hard work, anything. I think it's sliding a bit now. That's the problem with these wide shoes and narrow feet on even ground. Just go everywhere. Warning for you trail runners out there. Okay, session done, thank goodness. Hope I got a route back to where I'm going. It says 500 feet, turn left. At least I'm now in cool down. That said 15 minutes cool down. So yeah, in terms of goal pace, well, I was all over the place. Goal pace, anything from what felt like 5k pace to, I don't know, sort of easy day pace when you get lost. I have to double back and sort of start walking. But yeah, I think the important thing is whenever I was running, the heart rate was quite high, which I think ultimately is the most important thing, isn't it? Right, where's my watch telling me to go? Left in a minute. I think the left shoe is about to now come loose. Is that a sign there? Where are we going here? Yeah, now I got the other one come out in sympathy, so yeah, that's a bit crap. Laces, they don't have the ones you get in the Vaporflies with the rigid edges, and these feel now quite wet, so I think I need to go and cut these. That'll save a bit of weight and also maybe help stopping them come undone and adding weight when they get wet. See how much access I've got here. But nobody else is going to tie their shoes up so those tongues are touching. If you see anyone else wearing these, they look like the widest shoe ever, which they are. But for me, with an arrow foot, well, it is what it is. Don't believe it, the right ones have come undone again already. Oh dear me, dear me. Well, it says no public access, which is not a good sign, but who's going to be noticing me this time of day? So I'm going to take a chance. Okay, I think I shouldn't have been through there. It seems to be like in the day, they do shooting in there. Fortunately, no one was shooting me, but I appeared at a campsite. So now I'm running back to, I think, where I am. This is one advantage of having a course on your map that can't get completely lost. And I've got my Garmin 955 with the maps on as well. So yeah. So how did that session feel? I have to go and look at the splits and the heart rates and different terrains and the adjustments for dodging trees and climbing through gaps in hedges and missing tree trunks, but I think it kind of showed when you're actually on a nice flat bit of road or trail, and these aren't bad, but I'm just really feeling that extra heft under my legs. Having said that, just feel a bit more cushioning than perhaps you would get in a shoe, but do you really want that when you're trying to do a session when it's mainly off-road? Anyway, nice summer's evening. Don't be hugely more of these, will there now? Now we're well into August. Bit of a shame. At least I got a bit of light to get back. Anyway, so I'll go and collect the data and we'll have another chat indoors. I think the acid comment is, if you want to get on with it, just run in any shoe and see how you go. Right, where am I going? Oh, I think I've got to go through here. Really? Hope this leads somewhere I want to go.